Hello, this is Hamster, and I'm on my Chrono. Again, for another freaking time. This is going to be an update to the version 4 Chronomancer rotation vid. What's different about this is not the gear. What's going to be the traits and the way you do your rotation. And a little bit about the gear. So instead of domination, we're running illusions. It's going to be 1, 2, 2. A difference is you're going to do 9% more damage in the get-go, or from the get-go, or after the first couple seconds, once you start getting illusions and phantasms out. After that, you have Phantasm and Haste, which is very detrimental to this build. Because, unlike the other one, this build will maintain perma quickness and alacrity. And alacrity to your team of, happy people. After that, we have Master of Fragmentation and Improved Shatter Skills. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Now, another thing to note is that regarding on the weapon set, depending on the weapon set that you choose to run, you're going to either take Warden's Feedback if you run Focus, or if you're double shielding, like I'm currently doing, you want to take Restorative Illusions or Protected Phantasms, one of the two. Okay. So here, let's go off of gear real quick. It's the same setup. I'm in full Ascended Marauder. You can choose Zerka or Assassin, up to you. Flavor, it depends on the flavor that you prefer. After that, Platinum Doubloons, and then your weapon, you should have one main hand, which is your sword, and then two offhands. It's either a shield, or a shield and focus. Notice I do not have two main weapons here. The reason being is that you can still weapon switch with one main hand and two offhands. And for my my trinkets, I have 3 exotics, which is the 2 earrings with platinum balloons, and the amulet, and then we have a Ascended or Legendary backpack with commanders. Everything else is full Zerker. Now, take the note that the boon duration that you want in this setup should be at least 47-46% boon duration without food. Okay, so when you do food up, it's going to be 100%. If you include your singular concentration, which is 33%, and then your food, which is 20. Okay, so you want around 46 to 47 plus. All right. Now, let's go over the rotation itself. The rotation is basically kind of mirror the old rotation, except for you need to start with well action. Now, let's go over utilities first before I do that. The only thing that changes here is going to be your elite. You can take either Signet of Humility or Time Warp. Now, it doesn't matter what elite you use, because most likely you're not going to use elite at all. You don't need Time Warp because this gives quickness to your 5 people from the get-go. That you can take Time Warp if you want all 10 people to get quickness to start a fight, anything like that, etc. If you're in your own subgroup or other factors. Now, it takes Signet of Humility for a really nice break bar burst due to it being one of not the strongest break bar obliterating skill in the game, next to Slick Shoes, which I think is nerfed, and Revenant Staff CC, which again requires a little bit of positioning to push all hits out to come close to the Signet of Humility. Going over rotations, you can see I have double shield here, weapon swapping into shield. Now you generally want to start the fight with Illusionary Leap, okay, like the version 4 rotation. That will put you in combat. After that, what happens is you do not weapon switch right away into the Tides of Time. You need to put Well of Action first prior to every weapon switch. I repeat, Well of Action goes first before every weapon switch. Now, we have Shield here for the first part of this video. Okay, it's going to be a very, very simple rotation. Permanent quickness right off the bat, permanent alacrity to yourself right off the bat also, and maybe to your team. Okay, so you can see here Steamy, she has no boons, no buffs. I have no boons, no buffs, except for the ones Inspiration's providing. Now, I'm going to start off with a 3. Okay, so I'm going to start linking the skills. You start off with Illusionary Leap. Then you go into Well of Action. Then you go into Weapon Switch. Okay, swap weapon. Then you do Tides of Time and Signet Inspiration as close together as possible. Now, it's very important that you get them as close together as possible. Reasoning being is that Tides of Time will recharge in 30 seconds, and so will your Inspiration. So if you do Tides of Time before Inspiration and you get about 4 or 5 seconds, then your rotation is about 4 to 5 seconds off. Okay. Notice that it does say 40-second cooldown on Tides of Time. That is Usually true, except for this particular skill has a recharge reduced of 10 seconds, as you can see in the description, if you catch a returning end. So it works like a boomerang. It goes through, it comes back, boom, catch that skill on the returning end. It's more important than, giving that extra 3 seconds quickness to your team at that point. Okay? So very important that you do recharge this, because you want this and your Signet Inspiration to be on kind of parallel cooldowns. Okay? And after that, you do Echo of Memory. So rotation is Illusionary Leap. That to start the fight, okay, that's the only time you're going to use Illusionary Leap. After that, it's just Phantasm Summons. Then you do Well of Action, switch weapons, at the time, SOY, and then after that, Echo of Memory to summon that Phantasm. The summoning a Phantasm will trigger your trait here. It's going to be Signet of Inspiration. So every time you summon a Phantasm every 30 seconds, which will tie in to your Inspiration, Signet, and whatnot, okay, you will put extra quickness on a team. Now, do note that with the new SOY changes and quickness changes, you can get max of 5 sources. I repeat, 5 sources with quickness. So source 1 and 2 are right here tied to time, because it goes through, gives 1 source of quickness, comes back and gives the second. Okay, SOI 1, and then Well of Action is also 1, and then after that, a second Signet Inspiration from that Phantasm Summon will total up to 5. Okay, so any other wells that give quickness, or if you're in Chronomancer runes, for some odd reason that you are, it will not give, will not overcap. So usually it's going to be a 20-21 second quickness switch. So here we go, rotation as well. I'm going to demonstrate the rotation. I am booted up. So Steamy here is going to be our little guinea pig. So we're going to see all the boons and buffs on Steamy. So Sword 3 to put us in combat, Well of Action, switch weapons, Shield 5, SOI, and then summon Phantasm. After that, we're clicking on Steamy. She has Alacrity and then about 19-20 second quickness. Alright. We're going to do both of the wells off cooldown, okay, to give us a nice boost of Alacrity. Okay, and then at this point, we're auto-attacking. We're attacking the boss, doing damage for the team. Okay, now we're going to wait for a Well of Action to recharge, and then tie the time. So Well of Action, switch weapons, tie the time again, SOI, Shield 5, and we're going to look at Steamy. Right, Steamy's got a nice 20 second, 21 second copy on that quickness. Okay, and we're just spamming wells and auto-attacking the boss, or the mobs at this point. Okay, now you want to wait for Well of Action to recharge fully, and then after that, a little couple seconds before actually using it. So he has full recharge, waiting about 2, 1, Well of Action, switch weapons, okay, it's on off cooldown, and then boom. Again, Steamy got a nice 21 seconds of quickness on this one, and then she's starting to get perma Alacrity at this point. Once you get the second Shield Phantasm, or the third, the second is fine also. Once that second Shield Phantasm comes out, then the team starts getting perma Alacrity. Okay, the third one's just there for, just peace of mind, boom. I know you're going to have perma Alacrity at this point. And then just repeat the rotation. As you can see, Steamy's going to get 20 seconds-ish Alacrity and then perma quickness. You can also see from the side here, if you've been watching the video, that this will blink a little bit. Other than that, it'll stay, it'll stay with quickness. We get one more rotation chain. Okay, so waiting on this to cool down. 2, 1, Well of Action, switching weapons, Shield 5, Signet Inspiration, Shield 4. As you can see, the quickness is there, 20 seconds on that copy, and it stayed on. Okay. And we have 3 Shield Phantasms up, providing that permanent Alacrity. So right now you are at max Alacrity. And then also so is the team. Okay, they're going to float around 15 plus seconds of Alacrity. Right? And then the quickness. As you can see, the quickness just started going off. Other than that, all the skills are recharged. Now, what I want to cover before the end of this video is the Shield&Focus portion. Now, this is going to be a little different. Most likely, you're going to miss 1 second of quickness with this rotation due to the fact that you have to be, you're going to miss a second and a half of quickness. I shouldn't play that last. Yeah, basically a second, because you have to have, the switch is different. So you want to start at focus, okay? What you want to do is, again, put yourself in combat with Illusionary Leap. Then after that, Well of Action and switch to Shield. Okay, and do the same Shield rotations. Tie the time, SOI, and then Echo of Memory. Right? But what happens here is that when it's time to go from Shield to Focus, okay, you do not do a weapon switch immediately after Well of Action. You want to do Well of Action, then tie the time, After that, you weapon switch and follow your rotation. Signet Inspiration, Phantasmal Warden to finish that combo. Okay, and then you spam your Well of Recall and Well of Eternity on cooldown. Now what happens here is that you need to work a little harder to actually put that perma Alacrity to the team. They're going to have perma Quickness depending on how fast you pull the rotation off. Again, it's going to be a second less duration than the shield rotation. And a nice little threshold here is 19. If you can copy 19 seconds of quickness or higher, 21 seconds of quickness, then it's permanent quickness at that point. But if you only copy 18 seconds, 17, you're going to have a downtime where you don't have quickness. Okay, but that's not going to be an issue in the guild because we do run Dragon Hunters, which provide that extra boost of quickness to the team, therefore keeping it permanent. So here we go. I'm going to demonstrate it here. Remember, Illusionary Leap to start the fight. After that, you do not use it. You do not need to use it. And difference between this and the old version, well, it's still current, but the version 4 setup is you do not need to mind rack at all. Your Shield Phantasms should give you enough Alacrity. So here we go. Going to combat, and we can do Well of Action, switching the Shield, Shield 5, SOI, and then Phantasm Summon. As you can see, team here should have a nice beefy chunk of quickness, and then Alacrity is going to start flowing. Okay. You can watch the side here to see if she keeps that quickness. Now here, this is the Shield to Focus rotation. So we're going to do Well Action, then Tide the Time, after that switch. So Well of Action, Tide the Time, switch. Alright, getting our concentration sigil buff, and then boom. Simi is still at perma 25 quickness. It did not go off of her at all. Now with that, we're going to be mindful of the Alacrity. Again, Alacrity's there, but it's not, as good as the Shield. Now here, we're going to go off Signet Inspiration. When this is recharged, Shield is going to be ready. So it's boom. It's done. So we can do a Shield switch. Okay, and then do the rotation all over again. See, she still has a little bit of Alacrity. It's most likely, well, again, when you get the second Shield Phantasm out, most likely it will be permanent from that point on. Or close to permanent. Now again, another salvo. Okay, we're gonna wait on Shield 5. Boom. Well, Shield switching for that nice boon duration. Okay, and then boom again. We keep the quickness on a team, but you have to be precise, or you have to kind of work on keeping this rotation up. It's really simple rotation, but again, you can mess up a lot of stuff. So remember how Shield recharges the same as Inspiration Signet. We're waiting on Inspiration Signet to recharge here while we're on focus, and then after that, boom, ready to go. And done. Now notice that quickness did drop for about a second there. That's fine and all. Reason being is that I kind of waited a little long, about a second and a half longer to switch from focus to shield. Okay, usually when it's about 2 seconds, or the number 2 here on the inspiration, while on Alacrity, you can go ahead and switch. Okay, it'll be recharged by the time you switch weapons. So one last rotation example, and then I'm going to end this video. Alright, so when this is 2 seconds left on Inspiration Signet cooldown, I'm going to do my Well of Action, switch weapons, and then do my rotation. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Alright, casting it, switching, shield, boom. And as you can see, perma quickness from the get-go. 20 seconds on that swap. That is one thing you have to keep an eye on. So if you're in perma Alacrity, like I am right now, 2 seconds left from focus to shield, you're looking at your Signet Inspiration cooldown. Okay, nothing else. That's the trick to it, to switching exactly on time for your Shield to be recharged. Other than that, that is the video for the new updated, I'm going to say version 4 2.0 Chrono Rotations for perma Alacrity and perma Quickness to your team. But again, if we're running the 811 setup, which is, 1 Chrono Rev and all the other good stuff, it's still kind of perma quick. The Alacrity is not going to be permanent, obviously, because it's 8 people, but it should be close enough. Alright, hope you enjoyed the vid. And have a great day.